Mexico has announced and shown, it's all over the internet if you look it up, that they have the remains of an alien. And they've studied it, and they're like, oh, it's only like 25% matter that we actually like know what it is. The rest we have no idea. And it looks, a lot of people are skeptical because it looks exactly like you would think an alien would look.
How'd they get Victor Wembanyama down there?
Okay. It's not, first of all, it's tiny.
Oh.
It's like this, it's like the size of a toddler.
So Spudweb.
It's got 3 fingers. It's got eyes, a nose. The head is like elongated, just like you would see in a drawing. You know what I mean? Picture a drawing of like a random little cute alien. That's what it looks like.
It sounds like the Mr. Potato Head.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been weeks. It's been weeks. Who Effing Knows podcast returns. Episode Who Effing Knows. I don't remember anymore. We're back to season 1. Are we episode 6? All right. Yeah. So if anybody who's just joining us, season 1, every episode, I could never remember what episode we're on until it was like 30 something. And then I finally nailed it. But we're back to that. And we're back to the show too. We had a lot of stuff happen in the meantime. You know who doesn't get enough credit?
Who's that?
Demi Lovato.
Okay.
Demi Lovato.
Tell me more.
Why do we celebrate people like Miley Cyrus, who I love, Taylor Swift? Okay, she deserves it. She's head and shoulders above these others. But why do we celebrate folks like that and we just like sweep Demi Lovato under the rug? She's got some bangers, all right? Most disrespected child star to ever become a singer, ever.
I don't know if I can name a Demi Lovato song off the top of my head. I mean, I know that I know a Demi Lovato song.
Come on, Tell Me You Love Me. No,
I have to hear. I do. You could name.
I got
you
a
could
list.
give me titles. I don't know.
I'm just gonna throw out titles. Let's pull this up. I'm gonna keep talking to
This
fill the
wasn't on my
void.
bingo card.
It was not on your bingo card. Let's go. Yeah, Tell Me You Love Me. Confident. Sorry Not Sorry. It's about a girl breaks up with a guy. Maybe she was a little chubby when she was with him. I don't know. This is what I get from the song. Then she goes and gets like Little Miss Hot Thing, and she's like, sorry, not sorry. Can't have me back. Banger.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, shout out Demi Lovato, I guess. I mean,
she was on Barney?
I have no hate. That's true. She was on Barney.
Yeah. Sunny with a Chance. We just glaze over. Nope. She doesn't matter. Why? Tell me why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of Tell Me Why, there's rumors. I don't know. Who sang that song? Was that Backstreet Boys? I think it was Backstreet Boys. Anyways, doesn't matter. Boy band stuff. There's rumors NSYNC may be getting back together. You an NSYNC fan?
I thought they are back together.
Are they? I didn't see it. See, I may have missed it.
I saw they were on what's the Hot Wings, that show, the show where they
I didn't see that yet.
I saw that they were on there together, so I would assume.
So they've been I think I haven't really paid too much of attention, but I've seen that they've been teasing it. They were on the MTV Music Awards or Video Music Awards.
They're in Trolls together, I believe. The new Trolls.
Yeah. But they haven't announced anything that they're doing. They're just randomly together a lot.
Something's happening. You're not always together like that and then nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Whether they put new stuff out, who knows? But you know what I mean? It could just be like I'm here for like no new NSYNC music and just all the old stuff again.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, like I'm not asking for new stuff.
You play the hits.
Yeah.
You play the hits. Listen,
the hits.
that's the problem. That's the problem your girl had. Who'd you put a bunch of money in a jukebox one time? What's her name? Shania. That's the problem Shania has. My wife went to Shania. She came home. She's like, I didn't know any of her new music. I didn't really like the concert. And I'm like, yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, but I've been to Shania and she plays the hits. Like she plays all of the ones you would want.
Okay.
Like
she's got some bangers.
You know what I mean? There's some old Shania songs that I don't know. Right?
Oh.
But I know that everybody knows the hits, and that's all I need. Give me the hits, and then I don't care if you give me old stuff or new stuff, because I don't know any of it.
What's your favorite Shania song?
Any Man of Mine.
Ooh. I don't have a favorite Shania song. I was curious what yours was.
Don't know why, but it is.
Better walk that line.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, this is somewhat a sports podcast. We're in Saints season, man. Are there any surprises? You want to talk about anything specific? Thoughts? Let's dissect it. We haven't talked since the season started.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm surprised that we're 2-0.
Okay.
I'm surprised that we're 2-0 with some of the ways we've played.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been the best quality. You know what I mean? But hey, good good teams win bad performances, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, it's encouraging. There's definitely some glaring issues.
For
Offensive
sure.
line, we can't score in the red zone.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I don't like that we're attributing all that to Carr right now. Give it time.
I
I
don't
don't think that's all on him right now.
yeah, I don't like that any of the issues are being, put on one person, because I think it's the same issues as last year, kind of quarterback, offensive line, and play calling all together.
Yeah.
The play calling's weird. Game 1, Pete was kind of in his bag for a minute there.
Pete's called some good games. I got to give Pete a little credit. Pete's called some good games. He does have these tendencies in moments, though, to make really weird decisions.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's so much play calling. I think it's decision making.
Yeah.
Like
personnel groupings in certain situations. Like,
Yeah.
why would you do that? This seems very simple, but it's, and it feels like big moments. Maybe that's why it sticks out to me more. But other than that, I really feel like he's called some good games.
Yeah, well, especially game 1. I think I saw more creativity in that one game than all of last year. We kind of talked about that a little bit when he was, doing the motion with Shaheed, and you got Olave coming out the backfield. You got some different looks.
Yeah, I love that last week. I mean, I kept throwing it in our group chat. The motion with Shaheed, and they basically have to choose between Taysom and Shaheed. It's it's unstoppable. I mean, he's getting 10 yards of carry on that.
There's obvious, like I said, there's obvious questions. You can question Derek Carr hasn't played the best. He's played well. There's one thing you can't say is he's clutch. You know what I mean?
He's been clutch.
The guy is clutch.
Yeah.
Now he's 2 games and he's had 2 really bad interceptions.
Yeah. Well, he's turned the ball over in his career.
Yeah. He's a gunslinger.
Yeah. It's always been a thing.
Yeah. But I mean, it's I still feel comfortable saying that it's a step up from last year at the position.
I do too. I mean, 100%.
Those throws to Shaheed, Andy Dalton's not making those.
Yeah.
Maybe Jameis can make those. Right? But I don't know. But it's a new, I know it's an offense he's familiar with, but it's still all new. Right?
Yeah.
And then I think when you're under as much pressure as he's been under, that just gets to you. Right? Quarterbacks talk about seeing ghosts all the time.
Yeah.
When throughout the game he's got half a second to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
When he does have time, you know what I mean? It can throw things off. So overall, I think I'm encouraged. Still a lot of questions. I don't think I'm not saying we're going undefeated or anything like that.
No.
But
not a chance.
I'm feeling good. Dennis has this defense rocking.
Yeah.
This
like
defense
Dennis,
is
man.
legit, man. I'm starting to like him.
I like Dennis.
Starting to like him a lot.
I was telling my wife that in the off season, at the end of the year, and then coming into this year, and then now, I think it was in the middle of week 2. I looked at my wife because my wife was always a Dennis Allen defender last year. When I would be like, man, what? Last year he seemed soft, man. He seemed like I don't know if he was just trying to find his way or what it was. This year he's got a swagger and a confidence to him. I said it in the preseason when he came after, I think it was Foskey, or it was after somebody who was walking off the field, and he was all over him. And I was like, yes, that's what I want. And ever since then, it's just been nonstop. I love it.
It does it for me, man. Every time the defense gets a turnover and he's going crazy on the sideline, I'm like, I love that. It's the same thing Sean used to do when the offense would do something great.
Yeah.
But I think I like it more from the defensive side.
Show emotion, man.
There's just something about a big defensive play. And it's I don't know, and the way you could tell the players love them.
Yeah.
Right? But, yeah, is there anybody, let's do this. Is there anybody you're surprised with? And give me a couple or a person or two that you're kind of not, you're being kind of let down by, or you thought would be performing better?
Let down in general. I don't know if I can give one person right now. I'm let down by the offensive line. Not that I thought that they were going to be world beaters, but they're all pros. And you got Penning, who's a first-round draft pick, and I'm thinking they'll be respectable. And then they come out, and man, it just doesn't. It doesn't look great right now. It's like somebody said it during the last game. It seems like one of them is either taking the play off or making a mistake every play, and they're taking turns doing it. It's not like it's one guy over and over.
The only one you don't really hear his name a lot, which is probably good, is McCoy.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not somebody that's really good at judging offensive line play. right? Like you can tell when somebody just gets beat, but it's hard to tell on the inside
I
who's responsible for what sometimes.
I tell you one. I mean, yeah, it is because you don't know who's supposed to be passing
Right.
who off and things like
Right.
that. I tell you one thing though, something that's glaringly obvious is that your guard should not be getting beat by a guy that's 50 pounds less than him on a bull rush.
Yeah, that's weird. He was doing so well.
He just got paid too. A lot of people were upset with that. And listen, it's one play.
Yeah.
It's going to happen
Yeah.
sometimes. You're going to get beat. Everybody gets beat.
It is weird with those kind of guys, though, right? Because like we saw 3-4 years of him not being good, and then all of a sudden he was really
Yeah.
good. So you do get nervous a little. It was the same kind of feeling I had about Trey Hendrickson, where he flashed a little bit, but then he had that monster season, and you're like, do you base it off of year 4
Yeah.
or years 1 through 3?
And that brings up another good point. Not to trump our conversation we're having, but you asked me another question about who's kind of surprised me too, in a good way, I guess. Almost every defensive lineman. I was so worried about the defensive line coming into this season because we changed the whole thing. I feel like we had a great run defense last year, and I was like, man, like we went smaller and more athletic. Like, is that gonna cause problems in the run game? It hasn't, and not only has it not, we're getting a lot more pressure on the quarterback. I mean, guys like Nathan Shepard and Carl Granderson.
Carl Granderson is about to get a bag.
Dude, I'm telling you, I mentioned Nathan Shepard first because no one's really talking about him, but he's also playing his tail off right now. Like, he's killing it.
The defensive free agents, they've hit.
Yeah,
At
Kalen
least
Saunders is playing well.
Grain of salt. It's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? But Kalen Saunders can move. Like, that dude is an athletic freak for the position. Right? Shepard, I remember when we signed Shepard, people were like...
They were down on him.
Yeah. People were like, Jets fans are talking crazy about this guy.
Yeah.
Granderson being good is probably one of the biggest keys to the whole defense.
It's been great.
Because that other pass rusher is a question mark. With Peyton, I don't know how long Peyton Turner's out now with his turf toe.
The thing's a while.
Yeah.
It's almost, they said it's like the same.
Turf
it's almost
toe
as bad
always
as.
seems to get you for the season. Like you may come back, but you know what I mean?
We had surgery for it, so he's definitely going to be out for a while.
So, and then you don't know what Foskey was inactive week 1, healthy scratch. So you don't know I don't know how he did last week. I didn't.
Do you think I don't know Bond's abilities here. I know he's more of a pass rush guy. Do you think he can get thrown into the mix a little bit as a defensive end, as a pass rusher? Do you use more looks with him?
Just stand him up and let him go. I mean, I don't understand why they don't do that with him more. That's what he did in college.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about that before, just drafting somebody and then completely changing their position. If it doesn't work, I don't understand why you don't give him a chance.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good in the preseason, just rushing the passer. Not as great in the pass game or anything like that, but as a pass rusher, he looked solid.
Yeah, like a situational guy. Like we feel pretty safe saying he's not going to be an every down guy for them on defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, not right now. Yeah,
right. But like to throw him in there, especially now when you need bodies, throw him in there situationally, see what happens.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, whatever they're doing is working.
Yeah.
Peyton Turner missed, and it didn't seem to hurt at all. Granted, you're playing one of the only offensive lines worse than ours right now in Carolina.
That's rough,
but,
man. I tell you what, I hope I'm not. Well, I don't know if I hope I'm not wrong or whatever. Bryce Young so far, and I know he's hurt now, but man, that looks like one that I really missed on. That was one that I thought for sure was going to be a slam dunk.
And I was listening to Mina Kimes earlier, and she's one of my favorite.
Yeah, she's great,
right? And she was talking about it, and I've seen some video clips where his receivers just don't get open, man. Like he's throwing. He's got Thielen, and that's other than that, he's not throwing anybody. That's like you got Jonathan Mingo, who's a rookie. Yeah. And I don't think he's really known for his separation. He's a big body guy that can make contested catches. You got DJ Chark, who.
You know what though? Like,
I don't even know if he's playing right now.
I don't know that he didn't get targets really. It's odd, like seeing, and it could be because his receivers aren't getting open, but seeing him under center and just seeing the way he looked at the defense like throughout the game. There was a point about halfway through that game where I was just like, yeah, we're not going to have a problem at all defending this offense. Like, he is not going to get anything going. He's seeing ghosts. He has no idea what he's looking at right now.
And but it is tough because look at the defense he was playing. Like, it's one of the best defenses in the. We got to, like, it's so unfair what we do to rookie quarterbacks now. Like, I don't know when that changed, but, like, unless you were Peyton Manning, right, or Andrew Luck, Like, you weren't expected to come in and be
That's true.
a great starting quarterback year one. Like, you were expected to come in and wait your turn.
Even Peyton wasn't a great quarterback year one.
Right. But, like, I don't know when that changed where, like, and, like, you saw it with Zach Wilson, which now, to this point, like, it seems like you were right. People were right about Zach Wilson, but.
Well, you can also ruin a guy.
Right.
You really can.
Right. Like, how many quarterbacks are realistically ready to come in and start day one? Like, Andrew Luck was probably the last one I remember.
It's tough because you've seen a lot
Trevor
come in.
Lawrence was probably one, but even he struggled.
No, he struggled early, but a lot of people blame that on Urban,
Yeah.
which rightfully so. I mean, that was a mess.
There's so many different things that go. Like, I think Bryce Young has the right coach.
Yeah.
And everything like that, but like, he may just not be ready.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, I understand it's a business, the business side of it. There's pressure. You want him to play, but like, for what Andy Dalton is, you can let Bryce Young learn from Andy Dalton.
It sounds silly, but it might actually do some good that Bryce is a little hurt now. He can sit back and watch, just kind of soak it in.
CJ Stroud's been good, but he's not a world beater already, but he's looked good.
I think just through the years, you've seen guys. I mean, Patrick Mahomes probably ruined it for everybody, right? Because he just came. Now, granted, he's second year. He had a whole year to sit out. Killed it his first year. Lamar kills it the first time he gets an opportunity to start. Also sat. So I guess I'm making your point.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And Lamar's a whole different thing because he wasn't really a good passer. He
was so dynamic though. Even
that's what I mean. He was able to do it in different ways.
Yeah, they were putting him in. I mean, he was like I remember we had Taysom going, and I was like, oh yeah, like you've never seen this before. And then we played the Ravens, and they used Lamar the same way you used Taysom, and it was more dynamic. And I was like, shit,
like
what do we do?
Like, they all come in with these high expectations, but it's just so like. It's a pressure cooker thing now, man. Like, you have to be good. Like, look at Kyler. They're already trying to replace Kyler.
Yeah,
like, Kyler Murray is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And they're already like if they get the number one pick, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They want their own guy, and he's been injured. He's there. There's a few question marks with Kyler Murray as far as the approach to the game, but the talent is definitely there.
Yeah, like the Jets were doing it right with Zach Wilson. Like, they realized. Like, they were handling it right where they said, we still believe in him, but we think he needs to wait. Mm-hmm. And they did it right by getting a really good quarterback in there to learn from. Sadly, it's not playing out the right way.
Right.
Right? But like you say, it could – you saw it with Sam Darnold a little bit. He was better. He wasn't good. Yeah. Like, he wasn't a great and live up – he had some hype coming into, but –
Never – yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not going to crap on Sam Darnold.
Yeah. You're seeing it a little bit with Baker. Baker's starting to play better from the end of last year. He's got some offensive line help now in Tampa, and he looks decent.
Yeah.
It's so.
To be honest, and we're kind of jumping around here, but I'm going to defend Baker. I never thought Baker was god awful. I thought he had some bad games for sure, and then at the end of it, it was just like, this guy sucks. But his team sucked too, so it was like, what do you want out of this guy? What do you want out of him? Like.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to see it next year because you got like, if Caleb Williams doesn't come in next year and is just franchise quarterback from day one.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably one of the best not probably, he is one of the best college prospects we've ever seen. But even then, I still think, like, he should start.
Yeah.
But, like, expectations still need to be lowered. Like, if you expect him to just come in and beat Patrick Mahomes, that's insane.
Yeah.
Because chances are you're going to a bad team.
You mentioned it, but who's the last rookie quarterback that came in and was just, like, set the world on fire? RG3, maybe? Which is crazy because now he's out of the league.
Him and Luck both probably came in and...
He looked better originally.
Cam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's probably...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but even RG3, I mean, the Red... or whatever.
Commanders
ruined...
You stopped yourself.
I feel like I could say that.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
But anyway, they kind of ruined RG3. Like, I'll die on that hill. You know, like, but... Yeah, man, it's it's unfair is all it is. It really is unfair.
It's a tough spot to be put in for sure, especially for a kid. We talked about this the other day, jokingly. I'm 35. What are you, 30 now? You're in your 30s.
30 in a month.
Yeah. So it's funny now that I'm getting older, looking at some of these guys that come in the league, and it's just like they're kids. Like, and you're putting them in really tough situations. Now, granted, that's their job, but like
playing arguably the hardest position in sports. Like, maybe. You can argue there's, cornerback might be harder or whatever to do, but mentally, it's one of the hardest positions in sports, maybe the hardest. You have to know what everybody on the field is doing at all times. Like, maybe we'll talk about this person later, but Justin Fields is up there saying, like, there's a lot. He's like, there's too much going on in my head, is what I got from this whole press conference that he had.
You can see that with the way he plays.
Right, and he's kind of, the way he didn't say it like that, but that's how I took it, was he's like, there's a lot of things going on in my head, and if I could just play free like I'm used to,
yeah,
I could succeed.
I've been watching him this year a little bit more because I drafted him in fantasy, and I've been kicking myself a little bit about it. But it feels like the offense, they've tried to make him something he's not, in a sense, instead of letting him play free. And the play calling never really makes sense to me. I've watched a lot of what they do, and like what's the quarterback school or whatever, that guy's always like reviewing him, and he's always crapping on the play calling and the players. And,
well, Justin Fields got good last year because they just let him run.
Yeah. So that
they're not do. I don't like. I don't understand.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like guys like that who you can see. Me, I'm not a coach, but like me, I'm looking at him like, yo, like he's struggling. Like you need to break this down a little, make it a little easier. Like let's split the field in half, get him on the move. Like make some easy reads. Let him run if he needs to.
No, granted,
like,
there are some situations where you can see it. He's sitting in the pocket for too long.
Yeah, like 20 minutes, just holding the ball.
But last year that's how you know something's going on, because last year it was like 2 seconds, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Right, and now he's like,
they've
all the time in the world,
coached it out of him.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think you shared one where it was like he taps it for like 5 or 6 seconds and then he walks up into a sack. There was another one from that game where I swear to God he's holding the ball for 10 seconds, doesn't move, and then a lineman or a D lineman finally just grabs his leg and he falls down. And I'm like, what? This is like 2 or 3 times in this game. It's terrible.
Yeah, man. It's just like, but even he's what, second year?
Third year, right?
Is it third?
I think he's third.
Either way, like even 3 years in, I feel like when you probably should have a feeling about it.
He should. To be fair, he should also be a little further along than where he is.
But it's hard, man. Like I feel there's a real chance that Bryce Young is really bad this year if he has to play, and that's it.
They just ruin him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got the right coach that he's not going to allow that. To happen. Like he's got a veteran coach that's been in these situations, and but I don't know, man. So
changing gears a little bit here, something else I did today. You know this. I was at the Black and Gold Shop today. Shout out Black and Gold Shop. If you want to sponsor us, you know where to find us. If you saw this, then obviously you know where to find us. Looking at jerseys, and I'm texting my wife about it. I'm talking about maybe buying my daughter a jersey, stuff like that. And I'm like, well, which jersey do I buy? We have that whole conversation. She's like, well, who's leaving the team, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I wanted to get your approach or your thoughts. If you buy a jersey today, who are you buying?
Saints?
Yeah, Saints jersey.
Pete Warner.
That's a good one. I like that one. They don't have that one. No. If I would have seen that one, I would have been all over it.
Pete. Like Marshawn feels like a safe bet.
Yeah.
Right.
But is that how you're approaching it? Like, okay, I want to find somebody who's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah, I think the approach is you either go, unless you just like really, really like a player.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'd have bought a CD jersey, but I didn't think he would go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
And, well, maybe like towards the end of the year before he left, when the rumblings start happening, right? But like after his rookie year, I'd have bought it. If I think they're going to be here for 3 years or so, like I feel okay. But also like Marshawn's somebody where like he's been here long enough, he's cemented that jersey lives forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
AK, the jersey lives forever.
That's kind of how I look at it.
So the approach is either you get somebody like Pete who's just getting started and probably going to have a career, or you get one of these guys that the jersey is just going to be iconic. DeMario, iconic. Cam.
Yeah. That was kind of my approach. I was thinking if I was going to buy myself one today, I was going to get DeMario, I think. Yeah. That was where I was going with that.
I'd even still buy a Mike jersey.
Yeah.
He might be my favorite Saint of all time.
The only jersey I own to this day is Marcus Colston. I walk around in a 12 and people think it's Olave, and I'm like, nope. I
haven't bought a jersey in a long time. I used to have, like, I have Breeze jerseys that are, I got the Pro Bowl jerseys for him and Graham. I have my only jersey I use, and I haven't worn it in maybe 2 years. I used to only wear my Gleason jersey when we play the Falcons here.
That's a good one.
The only time I would wear it.
It's a good one.
But
I've kind of gotten to a point in my life. I don't know if it's because I'm older or what, but like these days I'm totally fine just wearing a t-shirt or like a polo. Yeah. I don't need a jersey. That ain't me. Yeah, that ain't my name on the back of it.
No, I don't.
I'll wear it, but
I used to have the jerseys, but I never really wore them. I used to just like having them.
Yeah.
But I also used this when I was younger. I used to go to the training camps a lot, and I used to be more into like wanting to get them autographed. And I had dreams of like when I had my own house, I'm gonna have all these framed signed jerseys from China. And that never happened. But like I'll tell you what, the last jerseys I bought, not even Saints jerseys, are an Andre Johnson and a Sean Taylor Miami Hurricane jersey because I was gonna put them in my office. Like I was gonna make my office like my office, and I was gonna frame them both and put them up. And then we had the second baby, and Kaysen took over the office, and now it's just not a thing.
Yep, it's funny, man. I have all kinds of memorabilia too, and it just sits. I don't know what to do with it. I have like a Mark Ingram signed NCAA 2004 copy. I have a Willie Fritz football. I have a 2010 Saints helmet signed by the whole team.
Yeah,
it's just sitting. I have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah, my uncle gave me I told you, a signed Lattimore jersey that he got from his job, and I have nothing to do with it. Like you see it in my house. I have 4 little Saints things. I got one like really nice painting my grandma bought for me. And then like pictures of like the dome being constructed on a wall.
That's kind of cool.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's my little memorabilia, I guess.
There you go. Need an office. Got to build a studio and then put it in the studio.
Well, if I could ever clean out my garage and keep it straight, I'd just hang things in the
never
garage.
gonna happen. If there's anything I've learned as an adult, is that your garage, no matter how hard you try, will always end up getting messed up.
That's supposed to be my plan for tomorrow morning, and now I'm just like, I don't know.
I've cleaned my garage so many times. I've lived here a year and a half, 2 years, and I've cleaned it like 7 times, and it's destroyed again.
Our reasoning is, and this is kind of getting down a rabbit hole, but my grandma is getting a new fridge, and she's giving us her old one so that we can finally have a full fridge outside, and I don't have to buy one thing of chicken at a time anymore. I could just buy a bunch and load it in there, so I have to at least make enough room for a fridge.
My outside fridge is a drink fridge.
But you know what's gonna happen? Well, that would be fine, right? But like, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna make all this room, and Kaysen's birthday is in 2 weeks, and now I'm just gonna get loaded with crap.
There you go.
So
garage is loaded down again. Oh man, you got a topic. You got something? What you want to talk about?
Well, we talked about it with
What?
Justin Fields.
Oh, the streets is talking.
Yeah, give me. Go into something. I'll think of one.
All right, we got something coming. Streets is talking. I'm just letting y'all know. All right. I have so much random stuff written down. So I have this thing now. I told Dave earlier. I'll randomly like tweet the most random thoughts I have, and I was thinking earlier. I was like, instead of doing that, I'm just gonna write it down and bring it up on the podcast. Case in point, Demi Lovato earlier. I got another one that I wrote down. You remember Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah.
Why? Like, I'm looking back. Why?
Why do I remember them?
No, just why?
Oh.
Why? The whole Juggalo thing? Why?
They really the only reason I knew them was there used to be like a backyard wrestling video game. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they were like one of the main like little characters in it. And and as a kid, like I didn't know who they actually were. I just thought they were characters in this game.
Yeah, two like rocker. I don't remember what genre it was. That randomly became wrestlers, and it was because I don't know if they were already doing the backyard wrestling thing, but they were in WWF with the Oddities back in the day. You remember the Oddities?
No.
I used to love the Oddities. I just liked them because they were weird. It was like a group of like people with disabilities and like or like perceived disabilities, and they would come out and Insane Clown Posse would come with them, and they'd rap the song as they came out. You gotta look it up. It's ridiculous.
Old wrestling, man.
It's the 90s. Things you could not.
Yeah,
you could not get away with today.
That'd be a fun list one day. Top 5 things you couldn't get away with in wrestling anymore. The Kiss My Ass Club, number 1.
Yeah, a lot. Everything that happened in the 90s.
Yeah.
The late 90s, early 2000s.
Almost anything that was under Vince McMahon's control.
Yeah, it's wild times. Yeah, I don't know. And then like I had friends when I was younger. I loved them. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are very cool people, but I always like they were kind of looked at as like the weird people because they would wear like the big Jinko jeans and they would like really love Insane Clown Posse and they would call themselves Juggalos. And I was like, what? Like, what is this thing? What is this thing? Why do we do this? It was like Swifties before Swifties.
Before Swifties. Yeah.
It's not even the same, but that's what we're going to compare it to. It was a movement. A weird one, but it was a thing.
Yeah. It was a little bit too young for me.
I was going to say I lost you.
No, like I very clearly remember them, but like I don't know the details. Like to me, they were just in the game. You remember it all.
I know so many details. Listen, if you get me going one day, I have the most random thoughts and the most random things. It's just the problem is I have to stumble into them and remember them. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'll just blah, 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 blah. I like to consider myself a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
You know, just in every facet.
I like that.
Yeah. I can do everything. I'm not great at everything. Leads me to another conversation.
Okay.
I do consider myself a Swiss Army knife, right? I like to think I'm good at just about everything I do, and I'm not trying to be like cocky. Like I genuinely, if I'm going to do something, I want to be good at it. There's one thing that I cannot do. Well, there's more than that, but there's one that always comes to mind when I think of
chopsticks. I can't either.
You can't use chopsticks?
No.
I can use chopsticks.
To be fair, I don't really eat.
I was going to say, you don't eat anything.
I eat hibachi. I'm using a fork. I don't know what to tell you. Go ahead.
I can't fix my daughter's hair.
Oh, I don't have that problem.
It's dude, I tweeted about it the other day. It's the most it's defeating in the morning when I'm like trying to get her ready for school. My wife's sick. I don't normally have to fix her hair, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to try. So it's that, and it's one other thing for her. It's always stuff with my daughter, and I feel so bad about it because I'm just like, I want to help you, and I can't. Just like trying to perfectly get the ponytail. I'm lucky if I can even get a ponytail, first of all. Like if it's I'd spent 20 minutes like moving this thing around and I'm like, this is terrible. We can't do this. And she's like, Daddy, I want to wear this bow. And I'm like, baby, I can't even get your hair in the position to put a bow in it. We had to wake her mom up and get that done. But then on top of that, she also wears these beautiful little bracelets every day. She looks so great when she goes to school, man. She's got her hair done. She's got bracelets on. She's wearing a dress. It's looking great. And this morning I'm trying to get her bracelets on. And I just can't. I'm like, baby, my fingers are just too fat for this. I don't know how else to explain this. I'm like, and she's being patient with me. She's got her little hand up, and I'm like fighting with it, and I almost have it. And then she's like, it's okay, we'll wake mommy up. And I'm like, no, I got it. And I'm like, I didn't get it.
That's funny, man.
End of story.
I don't have those issues.
Dad, girl.
I got boys.
Girl, dad.
You know, they're easy. He might have a little attitude in the morning, but he wakes up and it's like, hey, bud, spray your hair with some water and we good to go.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, my son was easy, man. He's still easy. Is what it is. Hey, I need a haircut. Okay, what do you want? I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. With like just short. Okay, cool.
Yeah, like he's easy as can be to take care of. Don't get me wrong, I'd like a girl. It'd be cool just to experience it. But also because I think that might be the first kid that actually likes me more than Courtney.
Oh yeah, it's tough, man. My wife has she struggles with it sometimes. I'll be honest, and I'm sure that like every mom out there does. Listen, your daughter loves you, I promise. She just loves daddy a little more at times, and that'll change when she gets older, maybe. I hope. Just have a boy, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. Yeah.
You'll be fine. Boys love their moms. Listen, my son loves his mother. Like they're like this. You know, he and I love him. We're close, but that bond he has with his mom, I can definitely see it's different, which is fine.
I got Streets is Talking for you.
What Streets?
New segment here.
Streets is Talking.
It's called Streets is Talking. We didn't say these things.
No, I didn't. I definitely
Streets
didn't.
They're just the Twitter streets.
Yeah, I heard them whisper. They were whispering.
Is Sean Payton cooked? Streets is Talking.
Is Sean Payton cooked? I don't know. They referring to him as Pill Payton on Twitter.
Ooh.
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because, I respect the guy. I don't know, man. They don't look good. Now, he just got there. I'm going to be honest. He's kind of stubborn. Everybody knows that. He tries to bring in all these guys that are like third and fourth tier guys to come, set the culture or whatever.
Listen, I'm just going to throw this out there. Russ ain't the problem right now.
Russ
is looking good.
Russ has been cooking. Now, you could attribute that to Sean Payton and his offense. That defense is bad.
He spent years here with the same issue.
Yeah, and he hired the guy, or recruited the guy to come in and be the defensive coordinator there. I don't know. Yeah, they don't look good. They didn't look good last year. They look bad this year too. The offense looks good. I
thought for first half there, I thought they got it right. I thought I was about to have to just eat my words for a second.
Listen, all right, I'm going to be. Maybe not the adult in the room because I could be totally wrong and then everybody can point fingers and laugh at me, but I think they'll figure it out. They should. It's fun to root against him right now, obviously for obvious reasons. He left us. Everybody's a little frustrated about that.
I'm not gonna pull for him, but I think they feel like there's just in your head. It's like there's no way that it can be that bad.
I personally love it, and here's why. I said this before the season started. I said I low-key hope Sean Payton sucks. That way Drew Brees can get the credit he deserves. Because Drew Brees right now just looks like the best quarterback of all time. Like, if he elevated Sean Payton to that level, which he didn't. I mean, it was a combined thing. But
yeah, it's just weird, man. I really did. I thought after the first half of that game, I was like, oh, man, they got it together. And then just collapse. And then he gets screwed by the refs again. And it's just a beautiful thing to see.
They did get screwed by the refs. As soon as I saw it, I told my wife, and she was just like, "Yeah," I don't, and I'm like, "No, like that was awful."
It's so anticlimactic for that to happen too.
It was because I was actually. She loves Russ. She's a big Russell Wilson
I like
fan.
Russ too. He's kind of corny, but I like him.
He's corny. But I'm like, man, yeah, they lost. Like, they got nothing. I was like, Russ can't even. You've been watching Russ throw. He ain't even gonna make this ball to the end zone, and he throws it, and I'm like, see, it landed 5 yards short, and then it gets tipped around, and they catch it in the end zone. I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, I'm wrong. And then they still lost because of the. Yeah, it was crazy.
I saw. I was watching the game, like most of it, and then I left. I was at work. I left to go do something for like 5 minutes. I came back, and it was the only play I saw at the end. I saw one play. And that was it.
That was it.
I was like, holy crap. Yeah. I called my grandma, streaming issues. She hadn't seen it yet. She's like, don't tell me they complete this. My ball was like in the air as I called her. I was like, well.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. It's also crazy watching the Broncos and seeing just random, like, backup Saints players getting time. I'm like, what? Go away. Don't go away. But, like, what is happening here? Like, Marquez Callaway. Just seeing him all over the field on special teams and random other spots. I'm like, look at this guy.
He owes his entire livelihood to Sean Payton.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and one greatly placed ball by Jameis Winston in the preseason, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We all thought Marcus Callaway was the guy. He laid out in the preseason. We were like, oh, we might have something here, this guy. And then, that was the end of that.
Trying to find like random topics to talk about here.
I can keep going.
Go ahead, because I got nothing.
Fall is here, baby. Last night was the 21st of September. I was singing Earth, Wind, and Fire all day. I'm sure a lot of people were. You're not going to hear this on the 22nd, so you have no idea what I'm talking about. But fall is here. September 22nd is the official day of fall, first day of fall.
Don't feel like it.
It's getting better.
It felt good a couple days there.
You walked in my house today. You said, hey, it smells good in here. I'm a candle guy. We don't have candles going. We got other scents going. Are you a candle guy?
No, not since you put me on the thing.
Oh,
I just bought a second one.
Yeah, the Pura. Shout out Pura.
I stopped it for a couple months.
Uh-huh.
And I just they put out the new one, like their new edition of it or whatever.
What smell you got going?
Got a lot of fall flavors. I got some pumpkin coming, some pumpkin and vanilla.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I thought your house. This is the thing with me. I don't like cinnamon.
Yeah.
But the smell of it is nice.
It's good. Yeah, I like it.
Aroma.
Yeah.
Now you get vanilla is my favorite scent. Vanilla is by far my favorite.
I do like vanilla. Scent. I like to walk in somewhere and it smell like I'm gonna gain 40 pounds from eating cupcakes or something.
Yeah,
like,
I did get a coffee scent and that was great because you know how you put the 2 scents in it. So I'd have it coffee and scent in the morning, and then I switched it to vanilla in the afternoon. It was nice.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get some good combos on there.
I do like that. You can get some cool combos. We just got, I don't know if she told you, I think the one we have right now is like fall apple orchard or something like that. It smells good. It smells like cinnamon apples or something like that.
It's straight cinnamon.
Yeah, it smells like cinnamon. And then the other one we have is actually pumpkin. And she's like, oh, we'll roll that out in October. And I'm like, yeah, I like the way you think.
Yeah, I'm rocking. It hasn't come in yet. We're gonna be rocking pumpkin and like pumpkin vanilla or something like that, or pumpkin vanilla and then something else. Courtney likes the clean laundry scent.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I like one of my other favorites is lavender, but she gets headaches from lavender.
Yeah, so. I'm the same. I like lavender. Victoria doesn't like it.
I like a little bit of citrus sometimes.
Okay.
I can do that in like the spring maybe.
Yeah.
Make me feel like I'm in Florida.
Listen, I'm a smells guy. I try to explain this to my wife all the time. I'm a smells guy. I like wearing cologne. I like the very fragrant detergent. Like I need everything to have a good smell.
Yeah. I can't really wear cologne right now because of the baby. Sucks. It's life, you know.
It's tough. Yeah, and baby just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
You know, I guess.
I don't change things for babies. What do you think? Okay, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Oh man, how you doing, man? Like, we don't talk about that enough. Just how's life? You're supposed to check in on your friends.
If I can be honest, I'm doing really good lately, man. I had a stretch a while back where I was just stressed all the time. Like just I guess just so much going on with this and real work and like trying to juggle everything. And then and like my daughter was always causing like stressful situations. I was fighting with her a lot. And something happened in the last, I don't know, month, 2 months. I don't know if my mindset changed or whatever. I have really just started to, everything is feeling easier. Things don't matter as much anymore. I'm not fighting with my daughter anymore because now probably because I'm approaching it a little different. I'm doing good though.
Yeah.
How about you?
I told we kind of talked about it a little bit. I was getting to the point where things were just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like things were getting stressful, and it's funny because we kind of like put it on ourselves, doing all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But something you're passionate about. But I told you once we left and once we got back from vacation,
that helped.
I just felt refreshed.
For sure.
It was what 3-4 days.
Yeah.
But that was all I needed.
Which is funny too, because on vacation I was a little stressed, and then I get home and it was just like, oh.
But I just you shut your brain off from like all.
Yeah, I didn't have to think about.
We still kind of did stuff, but like we didn't deal with all extra stuff. It was focused on our stuff, and just like kind of blocked everything else out. And once I got back, I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like, what do we? You could see it. Like, I'm ready to start different things and create and just I don't know. You just need a reset sometimes.
Get after it. Yeah, I love it. I hope everybody else out there is
and things just kind of, it's weird. Like things just kind of seem to fall in place right now. Everything's just kind of like falling in place for us.
Listen, there's that old saying. I think actually Tom Hanks probably said it, but I've heard it other places too. Like, this too shall pass, right? Like, hey, things might be going good right now. It's probably gonna pass. You're gonna run through some rough waters again. But guess what? Even when you're running through the rough waters, that's gonna pass.
Yep.
So just figure it out.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I've had some good energy lately, and now we got new podcasts joining out of nowhere.
We have two new podcasts.
2 new podcasts.
I was gonna selfishly.
We got big things coming for us, like personally tomorrow.
Hell yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna put that.
Yeah.
We'll do. I was thinking we'll probably just go live randomly.
I thought about that.
Yeah.
I thought about
go live.
doing it when we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are. I don't know, man. Just feels like things are just happening. Feels good.
It's exciting times, and I hope everybody else out there, not to like go too off the deep end with this. If you are struggling with anything like that, just find your happy place in some type of way. Get away, retreat, talk to somebody, whatever it is. Talk to me, DM me. I ain't gonna answer you. Yes, I will. I'm playing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go. You know what it does for me? Go sit there. Like, if you got kids, just go sit and play with them.
Yeah, like actually do it without. That's what helped. It's genuinely helped me. Just go sit and play without any expected outcome. Don't put any type of expectations on anything. Like, genuinely, I say that I don't. I really do. I say, nah, I don't have expectations on anything. But deep down, you always do. Even playing with my kid, it's like, oh, I'm going to do this, but then I have to do this, and then I have to do that. If you just go sit and you're like, nah, like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, you got to.
What do you want to do? And then they take your hand and you go do dumb stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, a big thing is, like, prioritizing, like, everything also. Like we have all of this stuff, and yeah, it's important. But at the end of the day, like, they sit down for a minute and be like, I don't give a shit about nothing else. Like, just sit down. Like, I was kind of upset. Supposed to have a movie night with my son today. We were going to watch the new Ninja Turtles when I got home.
Okay.
And he decided to go to his grandma's.
Oh.
And he bailed on me. So
that's tough.
Granted, I got stuck it wouldn't have happened anyway because I got stuck at the Apple store. But
yeah, that's tough.
All day, I was kind of looking forward to movie night.
My son has done that to me my whole life. Yeah. I still love him, but man, that goes back to what I said earlier.
What's funny is it would have only lasted about 15 minutes. There was no way he was going to sit down and watch. We have been watching, I don't know how long this has been going, but we have been watching that new Elemental movie.
Yeah.
On Disney. but I've only seen the first 20 minutes of it because we always watch it when he goes to sleep, and I only let him watch it for about 20 minutes, and then I turn it off. No idea how the movie ends. But first 20 minutes, great. I have no idea how it ends.
I haven't watched it. I did put it on for her the other day, but she didn't want to watch. She watched 15 or 20 minutes. She's like, I don't want to watch this, so we changed it.
And I think we're getting his. I think I'm gonna try to get him his first movie theater experience next week. New Paw Patrol comes out, so
yeah,
he's excited.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I might take Dylan to that.
I'm excited.
Go have a movie. She's been once. She went to Little Mermaid. I didn't get to go with her, so maybe I'll have my first experience with her.
We're gonna go to Slidell. Slidell's they redid the whole theater, so now it's all like reclining chairs.
Ooh,
oh my goodness,
fancy. All right,
we haven't done a smash or pass in a while.
I don't have one. You know what I was thinking? Unless we come in with one that's a good one, or we think of one that's a good one, I don't want to force it.
I had one, but it's a little Halloweeny. I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Too early.
We'll save it. I do have other topics.
We
though.
may have actually done it in the past year or so.
That doesn't matter. We'll do it again. I do have other topics though.
Go ahead.
We could listen. There's so many things we could talk about.
We
because
forgot
we
to change the
here.
timer, so I have no idea how long we've been going. Oh wait, I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
We have so many things we could talk about because it's been so long since we sat down. I mean, we could talk Tulane football. I think we're gonna hold off on that for some other reasons.
45. We still got some time. About 50.
I think I'm gonna just keep going with the random stuff here.
I like that.
And I have another thought. Not a thought, but just a question around some recent pop culture news.
Streets are talking?
Not streets are talking. Maybe streets are talking. I don't know.
Talking?
Nah, you'll know when I say it. I'm gonna get to it. I'm building up to nothing, right? Mexico has announced that they have the remains of an alien. Have you seen this?
Oh, wait, where have I been?
You haven't seen this?
No.
Figured it fit perfectly in our podcast because we were told never to talk about aliens,
this is
and we did.
news to me.
Mexico has announced and shown, it's all over the internet if you look it up, that they have the remains of an alien. And they've studied it, and they're like, oh, it's only like 25% matter that we actually like know what it is. The rest we have no idea. And it looks, a lot of people are skeptical because it looks exactly like you would think an alien would look.
How'd they get Victor Wembanyama down there?
Okay. It's not, first of all, it's tiny.
Oh.
It's like this, it's like the size of a toddler.
So Spudweb.
It's got 3 fingers. It's got eyes, a nose. The head is like elongated, just like you would see in a drawing. You know what I mean? Picture a drawing of like a random little cute alien. That's what it looks like.
It sounds like the Mr. Potato Head doll that my son has in his room.
I don't know. You got to look it up. It's gray. I'm skeptical. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not skeptical that aliens exist. I'm skeptical that Mexico has the first one. That's it. That's the only thing. Do you have thoughts or questions? Maybe I can answer them.
I don't want to ask too many questions or anything without reading up on it first or judging anybody.
Okay.
This is one of those situations how we kind of talked about, why I believe in ghosts. I kind of also believe in aliens because, like, look, if they invade, I don't want to say I'm turning on my own people, but like,
you just want to be on the winning side.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I mean. I'm trying to be on the winning side of history here.
It's survival at that point. Listen, it's just
So
yeah, they're gonna look back at our other episode
where them.
They're going to look back at our other episode where we talked about teams to defeat them. We ain't surviving. They're coming after us.
To be fair, we didn't say we were on those teams.
Oh, that is fair.
I didn't once say, hey, I'm going to me.
Yeah, I'm the lead. No. Not me. This guy, Victor Wembanyama, is a spy.
Yeah.
What were you saying, though? I cut you off.
Free to homie, I guess. If they got him, I don't... I don't know. I don't have any thoughts. I'll have to read up on this, and maybe I'll give you my thoughts.
You gotta go look it up. You gotta look. It's been around for like a few weeks.
Dude, I don't.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
We've been on tour, man. I don't know what to tell you.
We have been on tour. It was a wild tour, man. It was nuts.
I didn't see an alien in Mexico.
I might have. I don't know. I saw a lot of weird things in Mexico.
It's true.
So okay, another thought. And then I have a question.
Okay.
Well, here's the question, and then there's a thought, like a funny thing that we'll talk about. So remind me to get to the funny thing. How do we feel about storming the field?
I know what we're talking about here.
I don't think you do. Like, you might know the reason this started, but there's a thought that I want to bring up.
Like, I'm cool with it in the right situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Give me what you're talking about because
No. It's not a specific situation.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be in the right situation. Like, I don't know if there's like a definitive situation where it's like this is when it's okay, this is when it's not, because it is also kind of based on feeling, right? Like,
yeah,
part of me. So Colorado is obviously what brings this up.
That was what started this initial thought.
And part of me was like, that's kind of like you were 20-point favorites.
Yeah.
Right, but also they've sucked for
it was a great comeback too.
A long time.
It was a great game, great comeback. The height of that moment,
Right,
the emotion in that moment.
But like if LSU is losing to some group of 5 team, like all right, if LSU,
I don't think it. I don't want to discredit. Now, granted, Colorado State is not a great football team, but they're a rivalry. I don't want to discredit and say, oh, like a group of 5 team. It would be like if LSU's losing to like Ole Miss or like well, maybe Ole Miss is better now. A random SEC school that's like,
it's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I have the more I thought about it, like, I don't really have a my initial reaction was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, you were huge favorites. But then you think, like, this team has been, like, this fan base, nobody cared about this team for the last 10 years.
6 months ago. Or
like, I say 10 years. In my lifetime, I don't think I've ever watched a Colorado game.
I remember when I was young, and you would not remember this because this is how young I was. I remember when I was young, they were relevant. Actually, you might remember. Do you remember, was it Tim DeWhite? They had a white kick returner who was, like, blazing fast. And I was amazed by it.
Good for him.
I was amazed by it. I loved it. But there was a time when I was younger that they were like in the title picture and stuff like that, but then they fell off hard.
Yeah.
Cordell Stewart went there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know who Cordell Stewart is.
Slash.
The original Taysom Hill.
There you go.
Yeah, it's all based on scenario, feeling, right? Like,
hear me out.
Okay.
Here's where the thought goes, and this is what I wanted to get to.
All right.
What if in order to storm the field, you have to get past the team that just lost the game?
Ooh, I like that. Well, first off, there's 50,000 of us. Like, they're losing that battle. You know what I mean? Like, this is, unless they got the aliens on their side, I don't think they're winning that. Right?
Okay.
The first line of this, listen, we're gonna lose.
Some of these teams are like 100 deep though. If you count, all the other guys on the team.
What's the Bugs Life situation?
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
They outnumber us 100-1.
We're gonna lose.
Shut up, Hopper.
We're gonna lose a few good men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just a sacrifice. I don't want to be part of that first line. Maybe 10, 12 deep. We got it.
Be in the back.
We'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
You let the drunken crazies go first.
Yeah. I missed my one opportunity to storm a field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to this was my 21st birthday. We were going, girl I was dating at the time, she went to LSU. So we went to LSU Ole Miss at Tiger Stadium.
Okay.
And I think it might be, I don't know if LSU stormed the field since then, but
they stormed the field like last year, the year before, and
maybe.
People were kind of like, why?
Okay. So this was it was one of those games where it was like a really good comeback, but we had to be in New Orleans by midnight.
Okay.
And we were in Baton Rouge for a night game, so we left at halftime, and LSU, like it wasn't really a competitive game at the time, so we left and we're listening to the game the whole way home. And like me, I'm not an LSU fan, but
right. But it's it
would have been like I went to UNO. I didn't go to a school that had football or anything like that.
Technically, they're LSU's sister school or something like that.
Yeah, well, whatever. But yeah, they ended up winning and storming the field, and I was upset because I was like, that was my one chance to storm a football field, and I didn't do it. Like I wouldn't have even. It's weird because like I don't. In my head, I was rooting for Ole Miss the whole time. But
there's just something special about being on the field, though.
Yeah.
Just in general. It's exciting. Especially in that emotional moment, the big win, big comeback. If you're like, oh, shit, I'm allowed to be on the field? Okay, cool. Like, I'm going to – you're not, actually.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be on
the
field.
Not.
But, you get away with it, so.
It's a weird one to me is storming the court in college basketball.
Yeah, that's
too
crazy.
small. That's too many people in a too small of an area.
I'm surprised you don't see it in the NBA.
I'm not, because you don't see it in the NFL. Like in the professional leagues, you're not going to see it. Like it's. I feel like you get to that level and it's more adults and families and this is just wild drunk college kids that are like laws, fuck them.
Do you understand what just happened? The law doesn't apply to me.
Yeah, like
okay, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah. I feel like we should have talked about Colorado a little more.
We can always talk about them in the future. We can talk about them now.
All right, let's get a little 5-minute little Colorado thing
Streets
here.
is talking. Not really, but you know.
Streets is talking. Are they going to win? Are they going to beat Oregon? This isn't what I was bringing up. Are they going to beat Oregon?
You know, I'm not going to count them out. I'll be honest with you. So many people are ragging on them about, Oregon's not whoever they've played, right?
20-point underdogs is nuts.
Yeah.
I think that's nuts.
Yeah.
But I more so wanted, and this is why I brought it up, that experience of watching Colorado and Colorado State was the most fun I've had watching football.
It was so much fun.
In years.
It was fun.
Years. First off, Dion had me up at 10 o'clock watching Colorado
Later
State.
than 10 o'clock. That game didn't end until midnight, 1 o'clock.
Yeah. I described it as watching AEW because, there was a bunch of chaos. I had no idea what was going on. There was a lot of dirty things happening, but it was a blast.
It was so much fun.
Which is exactly the feel that I get when I watch AEW.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, this is great. And you have described it perfectly. This is the you in the 90s.
It is the you in the 90s. It is amazing.
And it's made me think because as a Miami fan, I'm like, I am a Miami fan because when I was growing up, it was cool to be a Miami fan. That was it.
Yeah, and now it's cool to be a Colorado fan.
That's what I'm like. My brother is 14, 15-ish, but he's in Alabama, so it's a weird situation. Like maybe he just grows up a Bama fan.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if Dion stays, which is a big if.
Mm-hmm.
But if he stays and builds up Colorado, let's see, my son's 4.
You think he's gonna be a Colorado fan? Is that what you're getting at?
I won't allow it to happen. It's gonna get forced on him. But I don't know. My brother's probably in a good age where high school he can still kind of pick a team.
Oh.
If Colorado gets, because don't get me wrong, they're okay. They're an okay team right now. They are not as good as they're gonna be.
No, not at all.
When Dion gets those offensive defensive lines fixed, you think Colorado is good now, just wait.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to fill the shoes of Shador and Travis, but he will. He's gonna get the guys because I think that was the one thing holding people back. They're like, I don't want to go to Colorado.
Yeah.
But if they're winning, kids are gonna go.
Yeah. Well, kids see first and foremost, I can go play for Dion. I'm gonna work, but I can also be myself. I can have fun, and we're gonna win games. And that you can't match that sales pitch.
Yeah, and and then he on top of that he showed this can be an atmosphere you want to play in.
Right.
Because that was an awesome atmosphere.
It was insane. It was amazing.
So it's
you got The Rock, you got Lil Wayne, you got random celebrities all over the sidelines in Boulder, Colorado.
It was a blast, dude. And I didn't even know what the first quarter went on forever, but I was like, please never end. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
The dirty hit, it felt like a rivalry, a real rivalry.
Well, it is.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have known it before this year. You assume because it's in state. But who cared?
My wife made a good point, and there was one thing. I love Dion. I'm going to say one negative thing here, and I'm going to move on. I love Dion. I love everything he's doing. I don't want to see him fail. I want to see him succeed. I think he's great for college football. I think he's great for Colorado. The one thing I didn't like about that game was his comments before, and I get he was trying to motivate his team and himself, but the whole he made it personal thing, and he talked about my mama. When you put emotional kids in a very tense emotional situation, it's going to lead to dirty plays and fights.
Yeah.
They don't have it. It's just how I feel like it's just how people respond. Now, they didn't. It wasn't terrible. It could have been worse. Colorado kind of started it. You saw a little bit Colorado State kind of started it. You saw a little bit from Colorado.
Shador poking the dude's eyes kind of flew under the radar, right?
You did. It didn't come out until later.
If what happened to Travis Hunter didn't happen, I think we would be talking about that a little more.
Yeah. But so that's the one thing. I think you got to be careful about some of the things you say. And I get it. He's just motivating them. I would hate to continue to see dirty plays because of the emotion involved.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I've never really cared for Dion that much, but that's more of me being a Miami fan. He's a Florida State guy, right? In my head, the only thing I don't want to see is him end up there.
At Florida State,
I can't have that happen. But excuse me, but he's just a good, like, I guess it's kind of still on the, I guess you could say he's a good coach. Like, I don't know schematically if he's good or not. Like, I don't even know what he is in control of.
That's
to be 100%
fair.
honest with you, I don't know if he's an offensive coach. I think it's his offense. I think he's the offensive coach, which is interesting. But I'm not certain. But he is like a great leader of men, which is why I don't think he's ever. People talk about he's going to go NFL. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He feels right in place, like wanting to groom kids.
Yeah.
And
don't say that.
Huh?
Don't say that.
Sorry.
Just don't say it like that. It sounded really bad.
All right, whatever.
Continue.
Wanting to make
coach them up,
yeah,
make them better versions of themselves.
Help them become men.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But like he feels like he's in the right place for that, and he always he gets. Of course, he's Dion. Like he's gonna be cocky.
Yeah.
And
so he is.
But he's also always like a class act. Like after the game,
yeah,
or the day after when he's
not
talking
a bad
about
guy,
right? When he's talking about the Colorado State player,
yeah,
and the death threats and everything, like he's just a good dude. And like you said, he's good for college football, and it'd be cool. I'm all for just a random team being good out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like I'm all for Colorado just taking over college football because it's the most random thing on earth.
Yeah,
and I hope. I still believe he ends up leaving somewhere.
It depends if they pay him. I think that's what it comes down to everywhere, you know.
Yeah, I hope he stays. I want him to stay because I'd rather see him build up Colorado than go to Florida State or go to, people have said Alabama when Saban leaves. Like, build something new.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I think that he would take pride in that too. And that, granted, I don't know the guy, but just what I've seen and the aura I see about him, I think he takes pride in building something on his own and proving people wrong. And I think that if he can do that there, maybe he goes somewhere else if he gets offered more money because you're not going to turn down the bag. Yeah. But, I don't know. I think it's great. I'll leave it at that.
I agree. I don't really have anything else.
No, that's it. We'll close this out. We had some big things. If you stay with us, stay with us. I've been tripping over my words all night tonight. I don't know why. If you stayed with us so far, we appreciate you. We're so thankful for you being here. We have a bunch of things that we have just launched, specifically formally.
Formally Informal with Dalton and Kev. They're the new members of the Know. Not newest.
Not the newest. So he's
by like a day. They were for a day,
right,
or two.
So the reason I couldn't even spit their name out is because I've been so head down working with the Talking That Yeah podcast, which is Nick Anderson and Larry Brooks, former Tulane players, NFL players. It's been a lot of fun setting them up. So we have both of those podcasts, that one and Talking That Yeah.
And Dalton and Kevin are Dallas based, so they're a whole different. They're going to bring a whole different perspective than what we have. We do a lot of national topics and things like that, but at the end of the day, we're more
for sure.
New Orleans, Louisiana focused. They're going to be able to give us a whole outside perspective. And he married my cousin, so he is by marriage a Saints fan now. So
he's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, but
that doesn't mesh. Trust me, one of my best friends is a Cowboys fan. He's not also a Saints fan. He's a Cowboys fan. It is what it is. No, but I've seen their podcast. They're a lot of fun. It's really cool to see the other perspective of other teams. They're not going to dive into the new. Maybe they will, but they're not going to have like the nuances and the local flair of Saints stuff. But they will have that of other teams. Yeah. So it's really cool to watch them.
And then Nick and Larry you can speak to that.
Nick and Larry's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Like, not pigeonholing them to just Tulane. Their first podcast is very Tulane heavy, because they're kind of feeling their way. Their approach and thought is really just variety podcast, similar to what we're doing, but they're gonna be they're their own people, So they're gonna bring in some people they know, some celebrities, interview them. Talk pop culture. They want to go heavy into Colorado. They're talking about just topics like that. It's going to be more than just Tulane.
They're also younger than us, so they could literally do what we do, but they have a whole different perspective.
Exactly.
So, and I mean, we got other stuff in the works, so things are coming. Just follow everything. I guess it's at formally informal, and then at Talking That Yeah.
Yeah, at Talking That Yeah podcast. No H and yeah, just YEA.
Yeah.
Or just go find Nick Anderson and you'll see it.
Yeah. Or just
Or
go
Larry
to the
Brooks.
No and
Yeah, go to the no.com. It's there.
yeah,
It's there.
for sure. We got merch coming and things are coming. Pay attention to the site tomorrow during the Tulane game.
Yeah, just, randomly during the Tulane game. If
Yeah.
anything special happens, you may see stuff on the site.
Yep. You might not see this before that, but okay.
That's true.
That's
until
it,
next
man.
time, that's it. We'll see y'all next time. We'll try and keep this shorter. I think we went a little long today. I want to aim for 45 minutes from now on. You think we could do that?
Maybe. Probably not. Not with the seasons in. We'll figure it out.
we
We'll
could do
figure
it.
something out.
We're going to aim for 45. It's not going to happen. We're going to aim for it. That's it. Good night.
Later.